Hello everybody. Let's have a look at the next step in our 8 steps to improve resilience. It's called skill shift. What does it mean? It means that you look at your strengths, your skills, your interests, your talents, and you look at them as a third person and you try to figure out if you're using everything you know, everything you have, everything you're good at, everything you're interested in, and if you use it in your job, in your personal life, or is there something you are missing out? And as a third person, you try to figure out how to integrate everything you know, everything you're good at, into your work and your personal life. So let's have a look at your strengths and weaknesses. So what's the difference between strengths, weaknesses, and skills, and so on? So, for instance, my strength is that I'm good in communicating with people. I'm very easy at it, I enjoy it, and I'm able to naturally start a conversation with someone I don't know. And it doesn't bother me. And that's my strength. I know that my weakness is that I'm not very good in creating visions, strategies. I don't look too much ahead, and I'm more focused on now, on looking at realistic solutions to the problems that are now, and I'm more the person who executes things than the one who creates visions. The question is it necessary for you to convert your weaknesses into strengths? Or is it better to nurture, cultivate your strengths and develop them and utilize them for whatever you are doing? Well, I think the answer is quite obvious. Spending time, energy, and focus on your weaknesses is not going to work in the end. You will waste effort, you will try to go against what is natural for you, and you won't come to the outcomes or to the results you really want. So it's better to focus on what you are good at your strengths, and develop those, and just you know that you have weaknesses, you know what they are, and you are able to somehow work with them so that they don't threaten your personal or your professional life, and that's okay. With skills, and of course with knowledge, that's a different story. One problem with this is that from childhood, we are very limited in what we think we can do. From childhood, you, for instance, hear that you're not good at maths, you're not good at economic things, you should focus on, humanities and things like that. Just focus on, I don't know, languages, whatever. That's okay. Maths, no good. Or for instance, physical training. No, you can't run, you can't catch a ball properly, never going to be good at it, don't do it. And these are beliefs that we carry from our childhood throughout our adulthood, and unless we are forced to actually challenge them, we take them as a given. And sometimes we rob ourselves of opportunities of experience we would otherwise have, or we would otherwise jump into, but we are limited by these beliefs. So sometimes we're lucky enough to find out that it's actually not true, what we've been told since childhood. For instance, I found out that I was always told that I'm not good at maths, and I really wasn't at school. But later on at university, I had to sit 2 exams in macro and microeconomics. I actually enjoyed it very much. I found it very interesting, and I was able to learn very easily, and I got good marks, much better than in other things like the history of state and so on. So that was one belief I had to challenge, and it was actually shattered. So I found out that, yeah, I might have not been good at maths, but maybe it wasn't entirely my fault or my lack of talent. Also, with physical training and exercises, I hated running. I hated any kind of physical exercise because I was not good, and I was not encouraged to be good. And nowadays I walk a lot. I walk at least twice a day, and when I'm in a good form, I also try running. I am not quick. I'm not Usain Bolt, but honestly, I don't care, because when I run, I love it, and it's just the endorphins and the rush and the thrill that I get from it. It's just great. So don't allow your childhood beliefs or what you've been told to limit you nowadays, and try to break these beliefs. So for skills, it is something you actually can learn. Unlike your strengths, that's something that is more or less natural for you. On the other hand, skills, if you need them, you can acquire them. So for instance, someone is very good in using Excel. Actually, they can create whatever graphs, tables you can dream of. Somebody else is very good in foreign languages. Another one is good with finance, dealing with money. Someone is very good in business. He's got great business skills and he can sell practically anything. These things can always be learnt. If you need them, you will learn them. That's the difference between strengths and skills. Now, have a look at your strengths, have a look at all the skills you have, and make a list. And then think about how much are you using your strengths and your skills in your current job or in your personal life, and if there are some of them that are just neglected. Is there something that you are really good at, or something that you have learned and you know a lot, and it's just not being utilized? And if so, try to think out of the box a bit and try to think of ways how you can utilize those strengths and those skills. Can you use them in your current job? Can you use them in your personal life? Or are you actually really, really good at something, or really, really interested in something, and you've got a great skill set? And can that skill set be used maybe in a different job, or in a job of your own business, for instance? So have a look from a different perspective. You can maybe even imagine that you are a different person who's looking at you and looking at your skills, your strengths, and saying, okay, look, you are really, this is something that's unique to you, or this skill, wow, that's really something, and you're not using it. Why don't you try whatever? And also for skills and for interests, if there is something that you really, really want to learn, some new skill that you want to acquire, and you were, for instance, making excuses, or you were afraid to do so, shut the internal critic, shut all the critiques around you, and just say, yes, there is one thing that I want to try, I don't know, and give yourself a deadline, for instance, and I want to try it, I want to learn it before Christmas. And I'm really curious what happens and how it goes. So let me know. Have a nice day. Bye.